I spent most of from 14 to 25 in jail.
Yeah, I do know that.
I spent like a ton of time. At 16, I was charged as an adult.
What did you do?
I just say it was a heinous crime, admittedly. It was horrible. We robbed a couple of guys.
In 2021, social media was buzzing when Bunnie XO, the wife of country rapper JellyRoll, posted a video of herself without makeup. It was a simple video, no fancy filters, no soft lighting, no beauty effects. But it exploded across TikTok and Instagram, gaining millions of views within days. Fans couldn't believe how different, yet beautiful, she looked without all the glam. Many were stunned, expecting a typical before and after transformation. But what they found was something much deeper. Bunnie wasn't just showing her natural face, she was showing courage, honesty, and confidence. She talked openly about her past, her insecurities, and the struggles she faced before finding peace. That raw moment, where she revealed the woman behind the image, touched people more than any glamorous photo ever could. But behind this viral moment is a story of love, pain, and redemption, one that begins long before Bunnie became a star in her own right. And it starts with the man who would one day change her life, JellyRoll. Before JellyRoll became a household name in country rap, his life was far from easy. Born Jason Defford in Nashville, Tennessee, he grew up in a tough neighborhood where drugs, crime, and broken dreams were a normal part of life. By the time he was a teenager, he was already on the wrong side of the law. At just 14 years old, he was arrested for robbery and sent to juvenile detention. That became the first of many times he would see the inside of a cell. For years, Jelly lived a life of chaos, selling drugs, getting into fights, and constantly being arrested. He spent more than a decade going in and out of jail. But somewhere in those dark years, music became his escape. He started writing songs about his pain, his regrets, and his hope for something better. Those songs didn't just express his struggles, they gave him purpose. Every time he picked up a pen, he was fighting his past, trying to turn his mistakes into something meaningful. What began as a way to survive soon became the reason he wanted to change his life forever. JellyRoll's life began to change when he met Bunnie, better known as Bunnie XO. Their first meeting wasn't glamorous or planned, it happened by chance in Las Vegas, where Bunnie was working and Jelly was performing. Both of them came from broken places. Bunnie had her own painful story: abuse, homelessness, addiction, and time spent in jail. She had seen the dark side of life just like Jelly had. When they met, it wasn't about fame or looks. It was about two lost souls recognizing pain in each other and choosing to heal together. They started as friends, but their bond quickly grew stronger. Bunnie saw a man who wanted to change, and Jelly saw a woman who had survived everything life could throw at her. In 2016, Jelly proposed to Bunnie in the most unexpected way, live on stage during one of his shows. Just 1 year later, in 2017, they got married in a simple ceremony. Even though they only had a few dollars to their name. It wasn't a fairy tale wedding, but it was real. Their love became a foundation of strength that helped them both rebuild their lives from scratch. Bunnie XO's life before fame was full of hardship. She was born in Houston, Texas, and her childhood was far from normal. After being kicked out of her home at just 14, she lived on the streets and struggled to survive. She turned to drugs and bad decisions to escape her pain, and eventually ended up in jail. But Bunnie was a fighter. When she got out, she decided to take back control of her life. She began working hard, taking small steps toward independence. With time, she turned her experiences into strength. When she met Jelly, she wasn't just another person in his story, she became a reason for him to stay clean, to stay focused, and to believe in a future. As their relationship grew, Bunnie also found her voice online. She started sharing her life, her truth, and her healing process. People loved her for being real. She didn't hide her scars or her mistakes. Instead, she used them to inspire others, showing that you can come from the darkest places and still shine bright. Her honesty became her power, and soon she wasn't just JellyRoll's wife, she was a role model for women everywhere. While Bunnie was building her online presence, JellyRoll's music career was finally taking off. His songs, like Save Me and Son of a Sinner, hit deep emotional chords with millions of listeners. His lyrics about addiction, guilt, and redemption spoke to anyone who had ever felt lost. As his fame grew, Bunnie stood right beside him, not in his shadow, but as his partner and biggest supporter. Together, they became a symbol of what true love looks like when tested by life's hardest moments. Fans admired how they celebrated each other's success. On red carpets and award shows, Jelly never missed a chance to thank Bunnie, often saying that she saved his life. He credited her with giving him hope when he had none, and strength when he wanted to give up. Bunnie, in return, praised Jelly for never judging her past and helping her find peace with who she used to be. They weren't pretending to be perfect, they were showing that real love means standing together through every storm. That honesty made them one of the most loved couples in the music industry. When Bunnie XO posted her infamous no makeup video, she didn't expect it to go viral. She just wanted to be honest. In the video, she removed her lashes and makeup while talking about her struggles with self-image and confidence. She explained that she had spent years hiding behind filters and glam looks because she didn't feel good enough. But that day, she wanted to show women that they are beautiful exactly as they are. The response was overwhelming. Thousands of comments poured in from fans thanking her for being so real. Women shared their own stories of insecurity and how Bunnie's courage gave them strength. The video wasn't just about beauty, it was about healing. It showed that even someone who seemed strong and confident had once felt broken inside. Bunnie's message was simple. You are enough, even without the mask. That moment turned her into more than a social media influencer made her a symbol of authenticity in a world obsessed with perfection. Even as they became famous, JellyRoll and Bunnie XO faced challenges. Fame brought attention, but also criticism. People dug into their pasts, spreading rumors and negative comments online. Bunnie once faced false accusations from people trying to destroy her reputation, but she handled it with grace. Instead of fighting back with anger, she spoke calmly and shared her truth. Jelly stood by her side, defending her and reminding fans that no one is perfect. They both used their platforms to talk about mental health, forgiveness, and growth. Bunnie launched her podcast, Dumb Blonde, where she spoke openly about trauma, healing, and empowerment. Jelly continued to make music that inspired people who felt hopeless. Together, they showed that success isn't just about money or fame, it's about surviving, staying kind, and helping others do the same. Their story became a message of hope for anyone trying to escape a painful past. Today, Bunnie XO is known not just for her glamorous looks, but for her courage to be real. Her no-makeup moment proved that true beauty isn't about appearance, it's about confidence, truth, and heart. And JellyRoll continues to make music that brings people to tears because every lyric comes from a place of honesty. Together, they are living proof that broken people can build beautiful lives. Their story isn't perfect, but that's exactly what makes it powerful. They didn't hide their scars. They turned them into lessons. Whether it's Jelly performing to sold-out crowds or Bunnie inspiring women online, they both remind the world that healing is possible. Love doesn't always start in fairy tales, it often begins in pain, but grows stronger through forgiveness and understanding. And that's why when people saw Bunnie XO without makeup, they didn't just see her face, they saw her strength, her story, and the beauty of a woman who fought to love herself, just the way she is. When JellyRoll's fame exploded, life changed for both him and Bunnie XO suddenly. The couple who once struggled to pay rent were walking red carpets, performing in arenas, and sitting down for interviews with the biggest talk shows in the country. But fame comes with its own price. While millions loved their honesty and chemistry, others began to dig into their pasts. Old mugshots, painful memories, and mistakes from decades ago started resurfacing online. Some people judged them harshly, forgetting how far they had come. For Bunnie, this was especially painful. She had worked so hard to leave her old life behind. Yet strangers were now reminding her of every wrong decision she had ever made. Instead of breaking down, Bunnie stood strong. She said, "My past made me who I am. I'm not ashamed of it." Jelly echoed her words, often telling fans that redemption is possible for anyone. Even though fame brought money and recognition, it also tested their emotional strength. Through it all, they refused to pretend to be perfect. They stayed true to themselves, real, flawed, and full of heart. One reason people love JellyRoll and Bunnie XO is their willingness to be vulnerable. In a world where celebrities often hide their struggles behind glamorous photos, these two do the opposite. Jelly often cries during his live performances when talking about his past or singing songs like Save Me. He tells the audience that the song came from one of the darkest moments of his life, when he almost gave up hope. Bunnie, on the other hand, uses her podcast and social media to share raw conversations about mental health, addiction, and body image. She has opened up about her insecurities, her therapy sessions, and even her bad days. This openness connects them to people who feel unseen or alone. Fans say they don't just admire Jelly and Bunnie, they relate to them. They see two people who went through real pain and came out stronger. Their story reminds everyone that being open about your struggles isn't weakness, it's bravery. And that's what makes their love and success feel so genuine. As JellyRoll's career grew, he and Bunnie decided they wanted to use their platform for more than fame. They began giving back to the community, especially to people who were living the same kind of life they once had. Jelly often visits juvenile detention centers to perform for young people who remind him of his younger self. He tells them that even if they made mistakes, it's never too late to start over. Bunnie supports women's charities and shelters, offering help to women recovering from addiction and abuse. She uses her online influence to raise awareness about trauma and healing. The couple has donated to rehab centers, youth programs, and mental health initiatives across the country. They also encourage their fans to support causes close to their hearts. What makes this even more powerful is that they never act superior or self-righteous. They speak from experience. They know what it's like to have nothing, to be lost, and to find hope again. Their mission now is simple: to remind people that no matter how broken your past is, your future can still be beautiful. After the viral no makeup moment, Bunnie XO became an icon of self-acceptance. But her transformation didn't stop there. She started focusing on her mental and physical health, openly sharing her journey with her followers. She began working out, eating better, and setting personal boundaries. More importantly, she started healing emotionally. In her interviews, she often says that real beauty isn't about changing how you look, it's about changing how you feel about yourself. Bunnie learned to forgive herself for the past and stopped comparing herself to others. She also became a mentor to younger women in her fanbase who struggle with self. Through her podcast Dumb Blonde, she invites guests to talk about confidence, relationships, and personal growth in a way that feels like two friends having an honest chat. Many fans say Bunnie's words helped them accept their own imperfections. That's what makes her story so special. She didn't need filters or fancy looks to shine. She found beauty in being real. And that's what made her truly unforgettable. Paragraph 13. JellyRoll's rise to country music royalty, while Bunnie continued to grow online. JellyRoll's music career reached new heights. His unique mix of country, rap, and soul caught the attention of major record labels. Songs like Need a Favor and Son of a Sinner became hits on country radio and streaming platforms. In 2023, he won multiple awards, including a CMT award, and was nominated for